Hey guys, it's RobJ here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a product from a company called WaKooshi. So basically this company is new to the market in the ant world, but isn't new to the world of the fruit flies and stuff like that. They've been doing other live food products for a long time, but they've now started putting their toe in the water in the ant keeping areas with producing their own 3D printed formicaria as well as some other food related items. The one I was interested in for a while now is fruit fly culture kits. Now their kits are sold with 2 species of fruit fly that you get to pick from. And ultimately the differences are just in size and colour. They're the most important things, so you just size them appropriately to your ants. But here you can see both species available. You've got the smaller 2 mils and then the larger 3 mils species. The kits themselves are sold in sizes, so how much media, mix and wool you get all depends on how many tubs you buy the kits for. So they start at 5 tubs like mine here and they go right up to 50, and there you get the right amount of mix and everything to go with them automatically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix myself up a new batch, and then after that I'm going to feed off my ants. So basically here, to make it, it's really easy. I just added a 1/4 cup of the media mix straight into the cup, and then you just put 1/2 cup of water in. And it is literally that simple. It's self-mixing, although a little bit of agitation would help, so that's what I'm doing here, giving it a little swirl. But essentially that is it. That is the mixture. It's 1 part media to 2 parts water, and this is just standard tap water. So once you've done this, you leave it a couple of minutes, and even here if you look closely at the water line, it is being drawn in as it's absorbed by the media. Once you've left it a few minutes and a lot of the air is escaped from the water being absorbed, then you're ready to take your wool. Now this is called Excelsior wood wool, and this is what the fruit flies lay their eggs on, and it creates a perfect environment for them, as well as different humidity gradients as you move away from the media. Now you just take your mature colony and you put about 100 is the recommended amount. Less you'll just get, it'll still work but just not to its full potential. More, it'll just boost it. And it's really that simple. You get 5 empty tubs, all the mix and medias you need, and 1 tub of fruit flies. And you continue to renew your fruit flies, and all the way through this process you'll get in fruit flies on a constant basis for your ants. Now I wouldn't do this 100% of the time all year round, but this is definitely another ant food that you can mix in a few times a year, is how I would do it. But as you can see here, I have my own freshly mixed fruit fly culture now. And what they will go about doing is what they do, basically. They're going to get down to business, and then they're going to lay eggs, and they'll start a brand new culture for me. And why are we doing all this? Well, they make a fantastic ant food, and they also give your ants the rare opportunity to do some actual hunting and some work for their, their natural instincts of the food. So you get to see some of your ants' hunting abilities, them using it. it's really good, and the ants absolutely love it. They literally just collect them up and carry them away, and the little boost to your ants, the young, these are obviously going to be fed off to the young. This is a perfect little food to use for them. Now, like I said, I wouldn't use this 100% of the time. This is like an additional food along with the regular to mix it up for them. But as you know, there are many different things. Now, fruit flies have always been one of the best, but you wouldn't have seen them much on the channel here, because when you buy them, they last 2 to 3 weeks and then that's it, they die off. Now that's the same here, but when you buy a complete kit, basically before they approach the dying off part, you renew them and you keep the cycle going. So you extend, each one of these will last 2 to 4 weeks through its various phases, and you'll have flies to feed off to your ants the whole time, and then you'll get a new tub out and do a new mix, and you'll extend the time again, and so on and so forth, however many times you've done the cultures. Now, it's not recommended to wash the tubs out and reuse them, but you can use any other tubs. You don't have to use the 5 that you've bought or however many cultures you buy. You can just do the 1 to 2 ratio mix in any size tub. You don't have to be specifically using these, just make sure it has air holes and little fruit flies cannot escape. Now, the ants, as I said, absolutely love this sort of food, and they really get quite excited and worked up, and they really do hunt them down and take them in. I put about 20 into this colony, and it took them less than a minute to have them all in the nest, and all that nourishment will go straight into your young ants. All their eggs, through their various stages, will benefit from this protein injection you do from the fruit flies. Not to mention, this is as close as you can get ant enrichment, and it doesn't matter on size either. As you can see here, these ants are basically walking dots with legs, and I'm using the small golden variety, the 2mm ones, and they're perfect. All of these are subdued and taken into the nest in always under a minute. They're really good. They're really good. And once the word is out and the initial numbers have been carried away, the few stragglers that have hid in different various places, well, your PTFE that your ants prevents your ants from getting out stops these guys as well. Yeah, because these are flightless, so they can only walk places and jump down things. So they can't get anywhere your ants can't get either. So once the word's out and the numbers have thinned out, the ants will go looking. Now, I like to leave mine overnight, because I always come back in a few days and they have captured them through a mistake of the fly falling down or the ant being in the right place at the right time. But either way, don't worry about them if they're hiding from the ants at the top. They'll make a mistake or the ants will find them, because they're always cleared out. Now, doing it this way with a kit actually turns out to be cheaper, because if you kept buying the kit, not only are you repeating your delivery cost, but it is actually cheaper to just keep renewing it yourself. And it comes as little as £1.25 per culture, and these are large tubs. So it's something to be, I don't know, conscious of. But I can tell you that fruit flies have always been a part of my aunt's diets, and they've always been accepted. There's never been a rejection. Seed eater, normal ants, you name it, they will accept these fruit flies. Now, ants in test tubes is a different one. You might not want to release a fly into a test tube where the queen is on her own. I think that would cause too much adverse stress, even if she could handle herself. But when there's plenty of workers in there, I don't see why you couldn't put a few fruit flies in there for the workers to subdue, and then to be fed off and benefit everything. So this has been the WaKooshi Complete Fruit Fly Culture Kit, and I hope you've enjoyed this small video, and I will show you a full feeding from my culture very soon.